Hello, and welcome to Rainy Tuesdays, podcast by friends for friends. I'm here with Margot,
Yay.
Ryan,
Hello.
and me, Adam. Ready to go.
Oh man.
Every intro feels weird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I really think we should get into the camp of just Ryan is our typical recorder. I think you should just start recording whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, by the way, we've been recording. Hey, this is Rainy Tuesdays.
I'd like to tell you, just like, so what rain on y'all's parade?
Look at that. Oh man. Yeah, that's the move. Like, yeah, what have you guys been up to? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Anything not fun?
I was talking, not fun. I was talking to Margot earlier. I finished Spy X Family. Watched the second half of the first season, which was very good. But I watched it on Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll is so bad about ads. Like, I thought Hulu was bad about showing you the same ads and them being long. Crunchyroll's terrible. It's like 2 minutes straight of ads. I was saying 2 minutes, 4 ads, 2 of them are for Crunchyroll. And it's like, what are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you only advertising yourself? Do you not have anyone that wants to advertise on a big platform that a lot of people watch anime on? What's happening?
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely should have more advertisers. I can speak. Because I feel like anime is huge. Like, it's odd.
And so I've just, as I finished the season, was starting to get advertisements that weren't the same 4 that I was seeing, but it was a McDonald's advertisement specifically about Cardi B and some rapper having like
a new
meal. Yeah, and I was like, all right, I know I said you should diversify your ads. This seems very much not
anime.
The audience for this advertisement. I do not think there's much overlap here. Maybe it should have just been a generic McDonald's ad.
Sure.
I don't think you're selling people on this. It's also a weird ad.
If there's one thing I know about anime lovers, it's that they also love Cardi B.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll's the worst. If you have ad block on, you just get the same ad, which is like, hey, you're blocking ads. You shouldn't do that. It's the same ad over and over.
Why won't you let us sell to you? Oh my god.
Why don't we let us sell ourselves to you? Sometimes you'll get 3 of the ads over Crunchyroll. And it's just like, what is happening?
It's like, I'm already on your website.
I am watching you. I mean, I was talking as well, like, I feel like Spotify, I don't know if it still does this because I haven't had normal free Spotify for a long time, but Spotify used to be so bad about the only advertising you get was for Spotify Premium.
And it would always be that same one where it was like, are you sick of Spotify ads?
Yeah, tired of the ads? Try Spotify Premium.
Oh my god, yeah.
Or my girlfriend got in this groove where the only ad we would we'd like listen to whatever, and it would be like, listen to this ad and get 30 minutes of ad-free music. And that ad would be for Spotify Premium. Yeah. And it would be that one of like, tired of the ads? Like, not really? Because I only get this one.
Yeah.
And then you give me 30 minutes of ad-free music. True. And it just keeps happening. Once that 30 minutes is up, you give it to me again.
It's just kind of self-deprecating of them to ask, like, do you hate us specifically this right now, what you're hearing? It's all you hear? Do you hate it? Anyway, now to our ad.
By Rainy Tuesdays.
By Rainy Tuesdays.
And by doing that, attach multiple $1 bills and throw them into the wind, and we will find them.
Only on a Rainy Tuesday, though.
And that's how you pay for our premium service, where you don't get anything.
Rainy Tuesdays plus max.
We tell you to have a sunny Wednesday. I know we tell everyone to have a sunny Wednesday, but like when you hear that, you know it's for you.
We're not gonna like read out your names or anything, but you will know. When you get a dream in the night of rain, that was us.
Aww, that's kind of cute. Okay, so for the past week, I've thought, what are we gonna do for this episode? And every time I've had that thought, I've put it off. Because I've been like, I don't know, something will come to me, and then nothing did. But what did come to me is throughout the week, sometimes I have questions. And it's like, I don't know, what do the boys think about this? You guys are the boys. And so it's kind of this, like, some of them are stupid, most of them are kind of dumb, and some of them might be good.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna start off with the stupidest for sure. Do you guys like avocados?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. See,
My family loves avocados.
yeah.
I cannot stand them.
Do
Which
you
is
like guacamole?
which is what I was about to say. I
Okay.
do like guacamole,
Okay.
which is, or at least some guacamole, which is
Right.
kind of odd.
It's not the same
I
thing at all.
understand, but it
It's
is
not.
different. It's
Yeah.
different. Yeah, there's something about avocado. It's like one of those foods where if it's in a dish, it's the
Yeah.
only thing I taste, and I do not like that taste.
Interesting. Okay. I would have thought you didn't like its texture.
The texture is not ideal either, but
Hmm.
it's both.
Okay. How about you, Ryan?
I was gonna say I have the exact opposite. I don't understand the hype behind avocados. Guacamole's
okay.
alright, but in my opinion, I don't think it tastes like anything.
Oh, yeah. I don't think avocados have that strong of a taste. I do think they have like a very prominent texture, obviously, because not most of your food is that like slimy.
I don't know. I don't mind them. I just don't get the hype where it's like people are like, "Oh, avocados are so great." I'm like, why? It doesn't taste like anything to me.
Yeah.
Like, if I get it on something, I like don't mind it, but it's also like avocados are expensive.
They're so expensive.
It makes things more pricier, and that's
yeah.
not what I want.
No.
Why am I paying extra for something that doesn't taste like anything?
I do think like they're good. I don't hate them by any means. I think they're good, not great. Which is I think where I think a lot of vegetables fall. Like there's definitely like a tier list of vegetables, and there's some really stellar ones that are just phenomenal and will always be phenomenal. But I think there's a large bell curve where majority of them are gonna be like good, not great.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're older Gen Z, youngest millennial vibe.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where we stood on that because I feel like that's a notorious millennial thing. Good to know though. Okay. This was a question that one of my friends texted me the other day that I thought was great. What is your favorite emotion to have?
Happiness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but like be specific.
Is that
that's an emotion.
Okay, what is your favorite feeling to have then?
Inside
Man,
out.
I love feeling terrible.
Joy is one.
Oh my god. Try.
Laughter. Is that emotion?
Okay, sure.
It's more like
Like
an action, but
sure. Like for me, it was like I said that I like it when you're having like such a good time with friends and you get like a little like introspective in the middle of it and you're like, wow, like I'm like just so happy to like be hanging out with people that I care about and like, you know, like supported and everything like that. Like that type of happiness, you know?
okay.
No?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm still going with happiness.
Sure. Okay.
I'll say happiness, but then sometimes the level of happy where you're like in such a good mood that it like affects everything else. Just like everything's great.
Yeah. That's fair.
You're just like vibing with life. And you're like, yeah, I'm doing great. This is great and everything's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
On Sunday, I was in the parking lot and I got like the first space. And that's the happiness that I like.
That's a joy.
I guess
Like getting the space you prefer. Sure, yeah. Like, what's your favorite little feeling? I don't know. Anyway, I thought that one would be more fun.
I was on cloud 9 for a while.
As you should.
It's always those little things.
Yeah.
Like when you were a kid and they told you to open to a page and you flipped right to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good.
I used to be very good at that.
They should have
I love
given
it
prizes
when
for that.
like the last bit of cereal is the perfect amount that you would want, like in a bowl. So it's not like overflowing in like too much or like a tiny little stupid bowl of cereal. Like it's the perfect bowl. Yeah.
Yes. For any like any container of food that's almost out, just enough for whatever you're making.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Alrighty. This one I know will get a topic going. What do you guys think is the best show recently? Like of the recent shows that have come out.
How recent's recent?
Let's say the past 2 years.
Yeah. I want to say Arcane.
Okay.
But I am really enjoying The Last of Us show. Fair. So that's a strong contender. But I think I'll stick with Arcane because The Last of Us isn't finished yet.
Fair. Big on the Ring of Power right now. Rings of Power. Multiple rings.
That was enjoyable. I know this might be a sidetrack. Rings of Power is an interesting example of a phenomenon to me in that big fans deeply hated it.
Well,
and I don't know why. Because
I think it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Do I know anything about Lord of the Rings lore? Not.
Did I read the Silmarillion? Absolutely not.
And I never will. No. Like, well, on one hand, yeah, I get it. I don't really care if they mess up the lore. But also, I don't understand why you care so much. And they're like, because recently I've been seeing a lot of comments about people being like, oh, I tried, I really did, but I just couldn't get past like the second episode. It was like, what happened that was so egregious in the second episode that you couldn't keep watching?
Nothing. It was all good.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt.
Still.
You should. It's a great show.
That's good.
That Warner Brothers wants to make more Lord of the Rings movies?
You know what? Sure, go for it.
Sure.
How about it? Yeah, why not?
Why
I don't know.
More?
We don't. Do we need more of anything? No.
I like. There was someone wrote an article on it. And it's the scene with like Frodo holding the ring above the volcano, and someone's like, "That's a really good photo because it's someone holding on to something that they really need to let go of."
True. That's fair. I'm happy with just the series coming out. We sure don't need more movies. We did not need the Hobbit movies.
They have the show. What movies?
I don't know. They just want money.
I don't know if
you can ask the same thing about like the Fantastic Beasts series with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's this idea in Hollywood nowadays that it has to be connected to an existed franchise,
and it doesn't.
And it just doesn't. You can make other fantasy shows and people will watch them.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if they're good.
If they're good, yeah. I think like my thing with Lord of the Rings though is it's like, you have an interesting divide in the fan base where it's like the people who read the books and the people who watched the movies. Mm-hmm. I only read The Hobbit because I know people love Tolkien, but I cannot for the life of me feel any amount of interest with his writing style because he just describes everything way too much. And people are like, it paints a picture. And it's like, great. Yeah, but I didn't need to know like how the clouds were like detailed. Like you could just say there's clouds. Like yeah, I don't need to know how many individual hairs someone has in their beard. You could just say they have a beard. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. So I'm starkly in the like movie fan base. That being said, I only think that the original ones are good. The Hobbit ones are trash. Just in that they didn't need to exist. Mm-hmm. And they certainly didn't need to be that many. But now I'm back in with Rings of Power, baby. It's good.
My favorite of his writing is in the first, or not the first, in the Hobbit book. I think it's Thorin or whoever the lead dwarf is there with Gandalf, and they're trying to stay at someone's house. And so he like keeps like introducing that there's more and more people staying there. But like by using the words, it's like, yes, it's just me and a couple guys. It's like, it's 2 of you. And it's like, yes, our quartet of people. Oh, so there's 4 of you. And it's like, there's 14 of us or something.
See, I do love The Hobbit. I think The Hobbit is wonderful. But that being said, it's a contained story in that size of a book. Whereas The Lord of the Rings is so much longer. And it just is not written in the same way. Sorry.
It's great. I compare it to the Silmarillion. The Silmarillion is so dry.
Fair enough.
Well, it's like a history
Yeah.
novel.
It's supposed to be like
I
a
mean,
textbook.
it's not.
Yeah. And you know what? Good for the people who read it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot there to like.
If you found joy in it, that's what matters, and I'm happy for you. I'm finding joy in watching the show.
But I do question your disgust with this show because it doesn't meet every minor detail of this history textbook that they didn't even have the rights to, apparently. So I don't know.
Which is even wilder since they spent like $5 billion on it.
It's the most expensive show to have ever existed.
I don't know. Sometimes these
and
authors'
rightfully
estates
so.
are really annoying. With
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah. Ryan, what do you think?
Best show of the last 2 years.
I was gonna say Mandalorian, but that's past 2 years now.
Fair.
Speaking of which, season 3, very excited.
Did the first episode come out last night?
Yes.
Okay. So it's starting. We're in it, boys.
We're just the era of Pedro Pascal. He's in everything.
The first episode.
And what a good era.
It's not much. It's just like if you're ever playing like an RPG game and you accept like 3 side quests, is like that's what that episode is.
Okay. I'll take it. Did Grogu have his little armor on?
Yeah.
Aww.
It's like chainmail.
Yeah.
I had a
that's
friend
armor.
that didn't watch Book of Boba Fett and was like, "Wait, what happened? Why is Grogu back?"
You gotta watch all the lore, though. What you didn't know is that the Book of Boba Fett was also the Book of the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
a mind-boggling choice.
Truly insane to do that. 100% the creator was like, I don't want to do this. Disney
I think they should have just
I want to keep doing Mandalorian.
Yeah, they should have just like had the Boba Fett show and then had like a special that combined them.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have easily just been the first episode of the 3rd season.
That too. Although, yeah. It would be like if you were binging all of them after all of the seasons had come out and you have that finale and then you're like, oh, okay. So that only mattered like that. Anyway.
I think my actual answer, I go with White Lotus.
Okay, fair. You have talked a lot about that, so that makes sense.
It's very good. And
season 1 or season 2?
I think season 2 is better than season 1, but season 1.
Oh, okay.
They're both equally good.
Okay.
I think I like season 2 slightly better though.
Fair. Only Murders in the Building is another banger.
Oh yeah.
At least the first season. Alrighty. What chores do you guys love and what chores do you guys hate? For when we all move into the Rainy Tuesdays content house. Yeah.
A very specific chore that I hate for my current apartment is cleaning my shower.
Sure.
Because there's no detachable shower head. So
the worst.
How am I supposed? It's like, how am I supposed to clean?
You kind of like
walls?
cup it and throw it.
I literally get a cup of water.
Yeah.
Pour, toss. I'm like, this is so inefficient. Why is it like this?
Yeah.
So it's just a pain every time, and I cannot stand it.
That's so fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think folding laundry for me is the worst. Like,
really?
I don't mind laundry. It's just folding laundry always takes me so long because I have to fold it in a particular way.
I love folding laundry. It's like such a peaceful time because it's like a chore that you can do like while totally sitting and watching something. Like you don't have to really care about it. Yeah.
There is that aspect of laundry, but yeah, I'm with you. It just takes a long time, especially folding t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's like, because I have a particular way of folding them. And
what way do you guys fold your t-shirts? I go sleeves back on itself.
Sleeves back.
Sleeves back.
On itself. And then fold again. So it's like
you go a triple fold.
Yeah, it's the only way it fits in my dresser.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think we might get a demonstration.
A visual component. Good time to plug that we have a visual
so I just
video version of this podcast on YouTube
and on
Spotify.
Gray t-shirt here. What I do
Alrighty.
is, it's called the 2-pinch method. You pinch up here, you pinch in the middle.
He's a gamer.
You go down to this, you flip it over, fold it down, and it folds perfectly for you. Granted, this does not do very well because I'm trying to do this standing up.
Sure, but that's like the thing that like you always see on like those like 5-minute craft videos of like the speediest way to like, or like the perfect way. I don't know what they've marketed as, but yeah, that's a good fold. Leave this.
Very easy.
Yeah.
It says leave this to the professional.
Oh.
The gamer shirt I got once.
Because he's a gamer.
My mom was so proud of that shirt.
Aww.
And so it's a nice undershirt I wear.
I like it. That's good. Yeah. I don't like I definitely don't like cleaning my shower out. That's always a pain. And then I don't know. Oh, I hate mopping. Sweeping and vacuuming, fine. Mopping, I hate it. Like, it just bugs me. Yeah, I don't know. What ones do we like?
Yeah, I don't really know
all
if
the
there's
other
ones.
chores.
I don't know if I would say like, but there's others I don't mind. Maybe
Okay.
like dusting or vacuuming, because there's a very immediate like
Satisfaction.
this has been improved. I
Yeah.
can see the difference.
Very fair. Yeah.
I think the only one I don't like is laundry, to be honest.
Fair.
The other one I don't get, trash. People always complain like, "Oh, I gotta take out the trash." It's like, I don't mind it. It's not
That's
that
so
hard.
easy.
You just take the bag, tie it up, carry it out. Yeah, it
It's
smells a little bit,
icky.
but like, pinch your nose. The garbage can is
Yeah.
gonna be like a minute away, like, or where you're taking
Yeah.
it at most.
That's one of those ones I never understood. For like divvying up chores. This person always take the garbage out. It's like at my house. Our garbage can is at the side of our house in the like little not alleyway, but whatever, the side of the house. So it's like I open the door and it's there. It takes 30 seconds.
Exactly. And
like
people are
even
like,
at
"Oh,
other like now,
yeah.
I have to get out of my apartment building, down the stairs, out to the dumpster. But still that takes 30 seconds. Like
Exactly.
Sure.
Some people will be like, "Oh, I'll do like the sweeping if you take the trash." Like, I will always do that. I will
Yeah.
always
because
do the
it's
trash.
not even a
so
job.
easy.
It's so easy.
This is perfect because I hate doing the trash. So
I don't understand.
Why?
for the content house, there we go.
What's
All sweet.
What do you not like about throwing trash?
Well, like, I think it's just like one of those things where it is icky for sure, but also like trash bags are like pretty much above my waist. Like if that's standing and that's there, like that's the waist. And so it's like this whole thing where it's like the only way to conveniently carry it for me is either like stumbling around, like kind of going like this, or like holding it on my like hip. And that's just icky because then the trash is touching me and I don't want to do it.
There's a bag in between.
Isn't there like can you hold it like this?
And this, yeah.
No, you think I can hold a whole bag full
For
of trash
audio
up like
listeners,
this?
I've got my arm out like across from my head.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't.
Why not?
Well, yeah. How much trash do you have in a trash bag as well? Like,
well, like so what we do is we have like our kitchen trash bag, which is like the big trash bag, right?
Yeah.
And then like whenever we're taking out trash, we'll go around to all the trash bags in the house to like empty it into that. So it's a fully full trash bag. Like we're not taking the trash out unless it's full.
But what do you? I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Okay.
But my trash bag is very light.
Yeah.
And there's not the things that I am tossing are not heavy items. So in
I feel like it gets kind of heavy.
It also my trash bag never smells either. So I don't.
I agree.
Like,
Okay,
no gross
all
part
right.
of it either. So I don't get that aspect.
Well, I've
But,
got
you
a
know.
cat, and I've got like
It's with animal
like food
Yeah.
scraps and stuff.
excrement.
That being said, I do not mind doing my cat's litter. Why that's a difference for me, I don't know. But it is. I don't know. It's just I can't explain it. It's a preference thing. Is there a
Sure.
logical reason? Probably not. Also, if I had to do the trash, would I? Yeah. But like, is it the preference? Mm-mm. and given like the option to divvy it up, I would take the sweeping. Yeah. I also don't mind doing dishes. Like when you don't have a dishwasher, like just actually washing them. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of peaceful.
That's another one. I don't like doing dishes like that. I'd rather have a dishwasher.
Well, I'd rather
easy to have a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Like especially me, like living alone.
Yeah.
I don't really make enough dishes to justify using a dishwasher, so I hand wash everything.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
We have one in my apartment, but then like my boyfriend's, like where he rents, he doesn't have one. So like whenever I go over there, I'll offer to do the dishes if he's gonna like put the food away or whatever. And then it's just like, it's nice. It's easy. It's just scrubbing little dishes. Full time. Okay. Is it okay to joke about bad things that you yourself don't experience?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to elaborate? Because this came from a Twitter thread that I saw.
I'm trying to think of an example of what
the one that
would mean.
Comes up is 9/11 and how 9/11 is different from our generation versus like millennials.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. What about like personal things? Because okay, the one that I saw was like don't joke about having like a bad parent if you don't have one. And I was like, at first when I read that, I was like, I don't know. Like, it's like fine. Like, that's like a standard enough human experience that people can have. But then like, I thought back to high school. And I don't have the best father. I would say he's kind of not a great guy. And so I made this friend, great little guy, great little dude. And he was joking one day about having like a shitty dad. And I was like, no way, I have a shitty dad too. And we would like make these jokes all the time. And then like 3 years later, after being friends with this boy, he tells me, oh, actually my dad's like not shitty. Like he's a great guy. Like this has been jokes this whole time. And I was like, I thought we had this thing in common.
Built up this camaraderie, shared experiences.
We just both had bad dads. Like, come on. And so, like, at first I did not agree with that Twitter, but then I thought about that story and I was like, you know what? Don't deceive your friends either. Yeah.
There's a great Mel Brooks quote, which is comedy. The quote is, comedy is when I fall out of a chair. I completely messed up. Tragedy is when I fall out of a chair. Comedy is when you fall into an open sewer. Where it's funny if it happens to someone else, but it's sad if it happens to you.
That's fair. That being said, I do feel like I don't think it's necessarily like me thing. I feel like it is a much more generational thing of like, I feel like younger generations tend to make fun of like sad things that they go through a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of self-deprecating humor.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like it's fine overall. I just feel like make sure people know it's a joke.
Yeah. I think the joke does a lot of work there in like, hey, this might not actually be funny what you are doing. So that would be my clarifying statement of like, it has to actually be a funny joke that people understand as a joke and not just you like making fun of people for having some kind of bad experience.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys believe in past lives?
Past lives?
Yeah.
What's that?
Like I was a cat in a past life. Like reincarnation essentially.
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably not, although I'd like to.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun.
Cool. I think it's fun as hell.
I think it's fun and I've heard some compelling stories of people who claim that their kids remember past lives. Could be total BS, who's to say.
I never
but
believe
it's
those
entertaining.
Because kids are weird.
Yeah, it's like but I don't know, sometimes it's verifiable.
Sure.
But then it's like, but are the parents making it up? Because then you're like getting online fame.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm just suspicious when the kids are involved of either kids being kids or parents trying to make something off of their kids, which happens a lot in our day
I
and
love
age.
those tweets that are like, my kid just said this, and then like the first comments like, your kid did absolutely not say that. Like,
And
this is
everyone
really
claps.
some profound thing. Yeah. No, but I don't know, I think it's fun. I like the whole like matter's neither created nor destroyed kind of thing. So like what happens with the soul? I know that's not technically matter, but like it's the whole thing. It's the whole question.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
I like it, and like we've established not a religious person, but if there were some kind of religious belief that I think would make sense, it would be reincarnation. Because that is just how the universe works, of like the atoms that make up me will go and be something else after I'm dead.
The atoms that make up Adam. I'm sure you've heard that a billion times. But
the science unit where we learned about atoms was a rough one.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. What's a habit that you have that makes you think you're better than everyone else? Like instead of people being like, what's your worst habit, or like a habit you want to break, what's one that you think you do better than most people and you think more people should be like you when it comes to this habit?
I don't know if it's necessarily a habit or like
Okay.
a mindset, but I feel like I'm very skeptical of things. People telling me like fun facts or news stories or something that I'm like, is that true? This used to happen a lot with my brother, because I don't know, he went through this phase where his history teacher was a pretty conservative person that was kind of indoctrinated. So he was giving us a lot of fake news stories. And I feel like I just have this sense of, is that true though? And then I look it up and it's not.
Bullshit glasses.
Yeah, I don't know. Just this kind of like awareness for things. Like even there's a bunch of common internet stories that'll be told. Like there's one that you guys might have heard of, the 300% mortality rate surgery.
Yeah.
I had heard, so the story goes that there is olden times, the surgery had to be done as fast as possible to avoid infection.
Yeah.
So speed was the name of the game. And there's this one surgeon who was particularly good at it. And the story goes that he was so fast that he tried to amputate the leg, but in his speed, he accidentally nicked one of his assistant's fingers. And so the patient died ultimately. His assistant the wound got infected and he died. And then a spectator of the surgery also died of shock from the gruesomeness of this affair. Which is
quite
fun.
the tale.
Quite the tale. Also probably didn't happen. Or at the very least, there's no sources to say it happened.
Yeah.
One of those kind of apocryphal, some person a long time later was like, and this happened, and now everyone just cites them. So, I don't know. That's my answer. Generally.
Just like questioning.
I like questioning and fact checking things. Yeah. I do that a lot for myself too. If I ever am like giving people fun facts and then I immediately have a freak out and make sure that I actually told them the correct thing.
Sure. I like that. How are you, Ryan?
I don't know.
What makes you better than other people?
My looks. No, I don't know.
I do think with the longer hair, there is like a Pedro Pascal-ishness to your look.
Maybe I'm about ready to like cut off all his hair.
Well, dang. Oh man.
I feel like I can read people really well.
Okay.
I know everyone says it, but it's like sometimes like I get a bad vibe from this person, and then like a year later I find out they did something bad, and I was like, I was right.
I get that.
I feel like everyone says that.
Yeah, I realize that supports your point of everyone saying that. But yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of confirmation bias of it's like, because I feel like there's a lot of people. It's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of them, and then when like one of them inevitably does something bad, it's like, right.
I'll go ahead and say I don't have a single person in my life anymore that I haven't called. Like, I feel like it's happened. Granted, I haven't met a whole lot of new people since COVID. But like the people from like high school and college that like when I first met them, I was like, I've got questions about you. the questions had answers. I don't know. The whole time. It's a little lame, but I think I'm really good at staying hydrated. I drink the full 10 glasses of water a day when people are only supposed to drink 8.
Actually, I don't think that's true either.
Okay, I don't care.
It also depends, like, what is a glass?
I have always thought of it as like cups, like a measuring cup. And so I drink 10 cups of water a day, like ounces wise. I think for women, you're only supposed to have like 90 something. Like, not only supposed to have, but like that's like the bare minimum of like hydration. 96 ounces, I think.
90 cups.
Yep, 90 cups. Die of water poisoning every day. But no, it's a whole time. I think like the way that I know I'm generally good at it is when I ever have like an off day where I don't drink as much, and then my throat just feels god awful, and I'm like, oh no, I've lost all the hydration I've built up. But yeah, there's always like a little part of me that like judges, like whenever people do that thing where they first start drinking water and they're like, I just have to pee all the time. I don't understand how people drink like enough water because I just have to pee all the time. And I'm like, yeah, but if you drink enough water consistently, you're not going to have to pee all the time because like your bladder's going to get it and it's not going to freak out every time it has water. I do like the same thing with people saying that like beans make you fart. I think that if you eat enough fiber in a day, then eating like a high fiber food is not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I guess I have fiber and water.
Healthy eating habits.
Yeah.
Of course. Not really. I am a junk food vegetarian for sure. But do you guys have any bits? This went around on TikTok like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't me bits.
It's like, do you do
jokes
anything?
You do in day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Like consistent jokes you tell, I guess.
If anyone ever asks for a joke, I do my signature cow joke, which is, why do calves have hooves?
To move?
Because they lactose.
Oh, sure. I like it. That's a good one. That's a good one. This is not a bit in that it would make other people laugh. It's only a bit in that it makes me laugh. I feel like I often make the comparison of like, it's like squares and rectangles with things that inherently aren't like squares and rectangles. But like where it's like something's like something and the other thing's not always like the first thing. I don't know. I make that comparison a lot and it always amuses me when I do it, but I don't think anybody else finds it amusing. So I don't know if it could be considered a bit for anyone other than me.
Yeah,
you should make yourself laugh.
Pretty much my bits are for me exclusively.
Fair, okay. Perfect.
I mean, I think that's the whole point. I think the only one that qualifies as a bit for this situation, or per like description of a bit, is if people ask me to do some kind of minor task, like get them a drink of water or pick up something they dropped. I'm like, absolutely not.
Like while doing it.
And while doing it.
Yeah.
I know it's a very common one.
No, but I love it.
It's so fun.
Absolutely.
And I have one specific bit with my sister, which is that my sister really wants to name her dog when she's old enough Sedona, because we went on a family vacation to Sedona, Arizona, and she thinks it'd be a great name.
With a girl named Sedona.
Good name.
I went to middle school in Arizona.
He thinks it's a great name for a dog, and I agree. So every time when we ever talk about getting pets in the future, I'm like, yep, gonna get a dog, gonna name it Sedona. And she gets really angry at me for stealing her name. And then I relish in that anger.
You have a child before her and you name that child Sedona, and then she can't possibly name her dog Sedona.
Yep, every time.
Yeah. And
then because we just got a new dog. So the whole time for like name ideas, I was like, Sedona would be a really good name.
Oh my god. They have that joke in Only Murders in the Building where the guy names his cat Evelyn, but like Evelyn 1, Evelyn 2, Evelyn 3, and it's just that, but with Sedonas.
Evelyn 7 was like Sevelin.
Yeah, Sevelin. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of any other things.
I have a question.
Yeah?
What is your favorite font?
Merriweather.
Helvetica or Trebuchet?
It's a good one too. Yeah.
Go basic and say Calibri.
Oh.
I probably should have specified Google.
I was thinking
I was
about
looking
this
at the
last
font
night.
and not just Merriweather.
I should have my own font.
I only know it from like Google Docs. I pulled up like an example of it because you can just Google fonts.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's nice. It's easy to read. It's not dissimilar to like Times New Roman, but it's just a little quirkier.
Yeah.
I brought this question explicitly because I do not like Times New Roman.
I hate it too. Yeah, it's not great.
It's the default everywhere. Like legal field, you're expected to always write in Times New Roman.
Yeah,
and it's just there's something about it that I just do not like looking at. Like it's I don't know, cramped or blocky. Like I don't even know how to describe it. I don't love it. And Arial, Calibri, Merriweather, it's just
they're all better.
Yeah. Better. Why can't we? As long as it's readable, I don't see why it matters.
And they all look professional too. I could understand if you're like, don't write a legal brief in like Comic Sans, but like,
like
who's doing
Wayne's?
Yeah, Windings. Oh my god.
I think I also have like a lot of dad humor. So whenever I like someone interested, I'm like, oh, look who it is.
It's this guy. Watch out for him. Oh my god.
And it's have lots of bad puns. I have other bad jokes.
Let's hear them.
Why'd the Scarecrow win an award?
Oh, this was in Last of Us.
They featured a lot of
he was outstanding
in his field. Yeah.
That wasn't Last of Us.
And then one that's from the Last of Us that like they didn't reveal the answer to is why'd the alligator have a vest?
Wait, why?
Because he's an investigator.
Oh, sure. Okay. Damn. That's the only response to have to dad jokes is just go, sure. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other bits. One that I've started doing, and again, it really only amuses me. I think it pushes other people's buttons, which is maybe not great, but maybe that's why it amuses me. Who's to say? Is when I like accidentally do something, like if I drop something, but I kind of catch it before it fully falls on the ground. I'll be like, oh no, and then I'll be like, oh, it's fine. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all good. Hey, don't even worry about it. Everything's okay. Don't worry about it. Like everyone will just be like, I like wasn't worried in the slightest. Just be like, okay, but you don't need to worry about it. Yeah, I like that one. It's a good one. I keep doing that one. If you could be any age forever, what age would you be? And I'm gonna caveat this with you can die whenever you want to die. I don't like the idea of immortality.
I don't know. I want to say my current age because I've never experienced anything older. So I don't know if there are downsides to being in your late 20s that I've yet to experience.
Mm.
Except that everyone always complains about their back.
Yeah.
Which, I already have back problems. So I don't know what's different about that.
Sure.
So I don't know. 24.
I think 25.
26.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, Price is Right rules here.
We all just like reversed our ages of like making Ryan the oldest. I guess I'm still the middle. And then Adam the youngest. Perfect.
I feel like probably anyone would answer just sometime in your 20s, mid to late 20s. Yeah. Probably everyone's answer.
Fair enough.
You're pretty much all grown up.
Yeah.
You're still healthy.
Presumably. Oh man. Okay. if like money's not a problem, do you prefer to cook, order takeout, or go out to a restaurant? Like, which of those three is the best experience for you?
Go out to a restaurant.
Okay.
I think I would still say cook.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
It's fun.
Because obviously the big reason you don't go out all the time is it's expensive.
Right.
But I don't know. There's something else. There's something nice about just cooking and being in your home and then having leftovers. Not that you can have leftovers, but you have to take them home in like styrofoam boxes, which is not great.
Truly.
Mm-hmm.
And leftovers from restaurants, I feel like are never as good as leftovers from things you make.
They're definitely not. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. But no, there's some things that you can cook that are like better the second day. Like I think chili's a big one for that.
I think most things.
My
hot take. Or most pastas, at least.
I think pastas and soup-like things. I think rice dishes are not better the second day.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you. That's my hot take.
I think no. I think rice dishes are just as good.
Okay.
I don't think they're better, but they're just as good.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Pasta stays for a while. That's why you make the whole box.
Or, not.
Then you don't have to do dishes.
Yeah.
We've all agreed on our middle ground is that for pasta dishes, you can use the full box. But if
you're just making plain pasta,
you're just making some good old college pasta, you can just use your little pasta maker, pop it in the microwave, have a great time.
All right, I don't mean to rehash this argument, but it's slightly relevant in that
our favorite argument.
Our favorite bit.
Yeah, this is our bit.
I'll amend my leftovers are better for plain pasta leftovers are not. They'd like stick together.
Exactly. Why would you want that?
But it's better than doing the dishes all over again.
Yes.
It's so much faster. I just pop in the microwave. I'm done eating in 10 minutes.
Why don't you have like a pasta pot? And that way you could just like wash it a little bit, but you don't need to like scrub it deep. Like it's just for making plain pasta.
But you still have to wash it.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna have sauce or anything on it. It's just gonna have like that little weird filmy water, which is just like a one little swoop and it's gone.
But then you still wash it. And comparison to not doing that at all.
For like 5 seconds.
But you're still doing it. That's 5 seconds you just saved. 5 seconds that's maybe a TikTok.
Yeah.
If it's a really short one.
I agree with Adam though. Like sometimes when you reheat it, it's not as good. But put a little bit of Parmesan on there, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
sauce.
fine.
Get some sauce, put that on there, you're good to go.
But I want to live life better than fine. Okay, so when all of your friends are telling you that your fundamentally correct opinion is wrong and you're in a bad mood, what's one?
Dig that hole.
What's one? Gaslight, girl boss, gatekeep. What's one thing that'll always lift your mood when you're upset? I have wait, what?
Sleeping.
I thought you said leaving, and I was like, but to where? Sleeping is fair. That's
sleeping
a good
is good. Yeah, sleeping. Maybe music.
Fair.
I like the idea that humans are just big babies. So it's like
we are.
Just sleep, eat, or go to the restroom.
Yeah.
There's some chart that was
if Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or
it's like if you hate everyone, you're just hungry. If you think everyone hates you, you need to go to sleep. I don't know what it actually is, but something along those lines, and that is
so true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have one that I found 2 years ago. That whenever I've been in an upset mood for the past 2 years, just really upset, I just need a little giggle to make myself feel better and not feel so bad about whatever. Miles Bonsignore has a video on his YouTube channel that is called An Idea Too Insane for Kickstarter. I'll send it to you guys like after we get off the podcast here, but I recommend everybody in the podcast watch that video. I'll link it in the description of the episode because it's just a giggle fest. It's only like 3.5 minutes, and it's just like, man, yeah, that'll turn my mood right around. So that's my answer. Also, yeah, sleep and food, that's also the go-to.
And using the restroom.
And using the restroom
Makes a difference.
It does, yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. What rained on y'all's parades?
Okay, so, last week, the day after we recorded, my professor was like, "Hey, can you present?" Actually, anyway. My professor came up to me. He's like, "Hey, can you present like a few slides about the work you're doing for like our small group project?" Our small group is like me, the professor, and 2 other people. I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I like procrastinated it, waited until Thursday. I was gonna make like 5 slides just to like show what I was doing. And then that Thursday I met with him, and he's like, "Hey, how's the presentation coming?" I was like, "Good." I really hadn't started on it yet because I was procrastinating.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, well, I think your research is really interesting." So I invited the whole faculty to come. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "So what are you looking for in these slides?" Anyway, so that Thursday night, I spent like 4 hours working on it and put together like 38 slides. It's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
And so I presented it like the next day. It went really well. Everyone was like, "Wow, this is great. This is great research."
Amazing.
And then Monday came around, and my professor emailed me. He's like, "Hey, are you free to meet?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I stopped by his office. And he's like, "Are you doing anything Wednesday at like 9:30 p.m.?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "Well, there's a university in India that I want you to present to." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I sent you the Zoom link. Like, you can come, like, present your, like, information, your findings." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Your presentation is great. I just need to change this, and this. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
And then, like, I didn't know about the presentation. There was, like, 24 people there. I was like, "What is this?" And I present, and I think it went fine.
Well, yeah, I mean...
How far blown out of proportion it went from, like, "Oh, I'm just going to do 5 slides."
Right.
To that, a week and a half later. Crazy.
Overall, a good tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's one of those moments.
No,
not at all. One of those moments though where it's just kind of like, maybe procrastinating isn't a bad thing. Like, it's not the worst possible option. Oh man.
I feel like when people are like, "Are you free?" I usually preface like, maybe. It depends what the thing is.
Yeah, tell me what you want first.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Leave room to not present to the University of India.
But pretty cool though. To be able to do that. I don't know. What do you have, Adam?
What ran my parade is my upstairs roommate currently doing an Irish jig and making a big racket up there.
It's not even St. Patrick's Day yet.
I don't know if this is going to show up on audio, but Jesus Christ, it's been so bad throughout your entire story of just like slam.
I
can't think of anything else. So.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I swear my upstairs neighbors like have weights in their room, but instead of putting them down, they do the throw down.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It feels like I don't know, they're either doing an Irish jig or jumping jacks, and just dumping weights on the ground, or maybe they have like a bowling setup up there.
Oh,
it kind of sounds like that sometimes.
Knock on their door and see if you can join. Have a little bowling league.
Or they're wearing steel-toed boots everywhere. Like, it's just insane. I don't know. I've seen like many jokes online, so this seems like a persistent problem with upstairs neighbors. But sometimes you're just like, what are you possibly doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Feels like a lot of dropping things.
It's gotta be.
But heavy things.
themselves.
It's like a bang.
They're just falling
and
a lot.
What happens too is like I'll hear like a bang, and I'll be like, "Oh, what was that?" And then I'll keep hearing it for the next 20 minutes as they drop everything else in their apartment.
Absolutely. I hate it. That's what like. There's nothing like fancy or fun to say about it other than they're just very annoying. Upstairs neighbors in general. You know,
it makes me paranoid about what am I doing to affect my downstairs neighbors?
I'm a ground floor girly, so I don't have to worry about that. It's pretty nice. I just get to like curse my upstairs neighbor and not feel any guilt.
My previous apartment, I was the topmost floor, so I had no upstairs neighbor.
That's the dream. Then you can just be cursed and not do anything else about
it. Although it was that spot was taken by my next door neighbor, who decided that opera singing at 2 a.m. was the right idea. Frequently, that happens probably 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
I'm not a confconfrontational person.
That's
overall,
the best time to
I
sing
would
an
say.
aria.
I mean, you know, the emotions are high. Man. I'm trying to think what ran in my brain. The Last of Us episode 5, and the friends who told me it wasn't too sad.
Which one was episode 5?
The one with the brothers.
The 2 brothers.
I won't spoil anything. In case our listeners haven't seen it yet.
It's definitely, in my opinion, the saddest episode of the show thus far.
Yes.
Although I have not seen the most recent episode 7, which has potential to be fairly sad, given what I know about what they're doing in that episode.
For the first 5 episodes, it's definitely the saddest of the 5 episodes that I've seen so far.
Which is truly insane to me that your friends were like, no,
I had 2 separate
the
friends.
The older gay couple episode was sadder.
Not in a group chat, like not talking together, who texted me separately about this show and told me that episode 3 was the saddest one so far, and I wouldn't cry that much at episode 5. And I was like, okay, cool. And I went into episode 5 being like, okay, it might be a little sad because people have been saying it's a little sad, but these 2 people said it wasn't as sad as episode 3, and I didn't think episode 3 was that sad. So like, we're fine. And then I watched it and I bawled. I wasn't a fan. I was a fan. It was a really well done episode, but I was also just sad. And Adam and I talked about it a little bit beforehand. They really, like, every opportunity they had for the last like 20 minutes of that episode was like, let's choose the saddest possible option, like at any crossroads in the storytelling path. But also it was great. All right, well,
they got a great kid zombie.
Yeah. The kid zombie was a lot.
Kid zombies, super creepy, and this one was especially creepy. I
real bendy. Which
because it was like a contortionist. That played.
Like in the car scene.
Yeah. Real floppy. Like it looked like a rag doll.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I had a debate over whether she was real or not.
That's fair.
Because I was like, I don't feel like a human would move like that.
They shouldn't be able to. But God said differently for this one. All right. Well, watch out for kid zombies, and for kids, don't do the trash if you have a friend who prefers it. Let them do that, and you offer to sweep. And have a sunny Wednesday. Just you, though. I'm only talking to you.
Just you who
have a sunny Wednesday. Yeah.
And follow us on social media.
Okay, yeah. Bye.
Bye.